You are now tuned in to Boxing Blah Blah Blah, where we blah 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 about everything boxing. In today's episode, we discuss who's in your Mount Rushmore of favorite, not best, favorite boxers of all time. Plus, we discuss Jaron Boots Ennis and his spectacular performance against Sergey Lipinets this past weekend. Who's next for Boots? And of course, we have to discuss the brutal knockout of the year, in my opinion, by Efe Ajagba. Goodness gracious! Let's go!
You are now tuned in to Boxing Blah Blah Blah, where we blah 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 about everything boxing. On today's episode, we're talking about the Mount Rushmore. Who's in your Mount Rushmore of favorite boxers? Not the best, but favorite boxers. We'll also be talking about the Jaron Boots Ennis fight, recap on that. We'll be talking about the Joe Smith Jr. fight, and that whole fight card. We'll be talking about, I think, knockout of the year, the Efe Ajagba did last night. But we're going to be talking about all that, but I want to first start it off with the Mount Rushmore. Who is in your Mount Rushmore, your top 4 favorite fighters? We're going ahead and kick this one off with Antonio.
Okay. So I'm glad that you specified the difference between favorite and best. So there's a big difference between who I think is the best and who I like to watch.
Exactly.
Right? So, but I also have an appreciation for the sweet science. So some of the people that are my favorites are the best.
I understand that too.
And they're in no order because we're talking about the Mount Rushmore. We're just talking about my favorite 4. Right? So, first, I'm going to say Floyd Mayweather Jr.
Okay.
Floyd Mayweather Jr. I also loved watching Mike Tyson. Of course, who didn't love watching Muhammad Ali? I didn't grow up watching Muhammad Ali, but I got to go back and watch a lot of film and all the trash talking, the whole 9.
Right.
And I also loved watching Sugar Ray Leonard. So that's probably my Mount Rushmore of favorite boxers.
Okay. Let's go, Terry. Terry, who's in your Mount Rushmore?
First, I must agree with Antonio. I like the way how he set the precedent or how he came up with his thoughts. I do agree Floyd Mayweather, by no question at all, should be on the Mount Rushmore. I also agree with Muhammad Ali based on the impact that he made on the sport and globally, how he used it as a platform. Jack Johnson. And what he endured as a black man fighting back in that time, how he bucked the system, how he was dominant and they did everything they could inside and outside the ring to stop him.
Okay.
Then my next one, y'all gonna trip on this one. Oscar De La Hoya.
Okay. I don't have a problem with you saying Oscar De La Hoya.
Oscar's exciting to watch.
I don't have a problem.
And I say that based on how he transitioned within the sport. You know, his story, his transition in there, how he dominated in the ring, and then as a promoter, he saw that time, the careers that he's impacted. You know, we all have our own journey of good and bad, but when I look at that, I feel that he belonged on the Mount.
Okay, what you talking about, BB? Who's in your Mount Rushmore, young fella?
Mine is gonna be a little different. You know, I'm an old school fighter, man, and so I like old school fighters. You know, my first one would be I go with both of you all on Muhammad. I got to give Muhammad his props. My next one is going to be the legendary Sugar Ray Robinson. And I'm picking because this man had more fights than anybody ever in boxing. He had more victories than anybody ever in boxing. It's almost like this man fought every month, every 3 months. and he accomplished everything. He beat a lot of people, you know. My next one, and I agree with you on Floyd, early Floyd. So that's why Floyd can't make it with me. Because early Floyd, if early Floyd would have kept going through, then he would have made it. So I'm gonna X the early Floyd. I'm gonna X Mike Tyson because Mike Tyson to me didn't fight a great level of competition. Here's my next one. You might trip. The heavyweight they call from the London, England, the man called Lennox Lewis, you know, because Lennox possessed one of the best jabs in the world.
Yeah,
he did.
I mean, Lennox possessed one of the best jabs in the world. And my last one, and it's gonna be a little guy, man, that a lot of people forgot about, and Lord rest his soul, was the Sweet Pea.
Ooh.
Okay.
You know, that's my Mount Rushmore.
I like it. Okay. All right. Mine, since like I said, we are talking about favorites. I'm going Floyd is I think the most impressive as far as with talent, so I got Floyd in there. I think Floyd could have fought in several eras just because he plays chess. He can beat you on the inside, beat you on the outside, beat you in the corner. He can rope it up you. He can outbox you. He can do whatever. And before his hands got brittle, he was knocking a lot of people out too. And I love the entertainment of seeing him play chess. Also, I gotta say Roy Jones Jr. Roy Jones Jr. I mean, was a good spectacle. I mean, no athlete has ever graced the sport like Roy Jones Jr. I mean, Roy Jones would put his hands behind his back. As soon as you try something, pow, pops you with a left hook, and not a soft one. You went down from that kind of stuff. Undefeated record for the longest time until he got a little too old for his athleticism.
Right.
Roy would put on a whole show coming in, all that kind of good stuff. So I definitely got to put Roy on there. He beat all those, he got all those other great fighters like Bernard Hopkins, James Toney on his resume when they all in their prime, and Roy just kind of blew through them like what? Roy is definitely on my list.
I say I never fought nobody. I just make them look like nobody. Y'all must have forgot.
Y'all must have forgot. Roy. And speaking of shows, I like Prince Nassim Hamed. Prince Nassim Hamed is one of my favorite fighters. I mean, he got me into really watching. Prince Nassim, he talked trash, and he talked trash like he was in the WWE. Like he was back in the WCW days, you know what I'm saying? Let him get on there with Larry. I have the heart of a lion, Larry. I have the heart of a champion, Larry. No man on this earth can beat me, Larry. I mean, he was talking all kind of trash. He came in on a magic carpet, doing flips in the ring, and had this unorthodox kind of style where you know where he was gonna hit you from. He'll slip down here and all of a sudden hit you with an overhand boot, come up with an uppercut, and knock you out. I mean, knock you out. And then talk all kind of trash afterwards. I mean, Prince Nassim was one of the most entertaining and then still being effective fighters, you know what I mean? That
I beat tell him again. Say it again, baby. Cut him out. Then he met who?
Antonio Barrera.
I mean, once again, I ain't say best, but he was at a high level to where he ran HBO boxing.
No, he did.
Kind of pushed the narrative of HBO boxing for a while. When he beat James, what's his name, Kelly? No one thought he was gonna beat Kelly like that.
No, but they had
that was an exciting fight too. That was his man up fight right there.
Right. But after he met Barrera.
Kevin Kelly, Barrera came in with a style that he just couldn't deal with. I mean, a lot of folks got a style you just can't deal with. But number 4, I'm gonna still have to say Mike Tyson. As much as I don't like the resume he put together, that's well known. But Mike Tyson, I mean, he put so many eyes on boxing just as a casual. and made it a thing to do by going to have a fight party. You know, it wasn't a lot of people going to have fight parties like that before that whole Mike Tyson era, and it became a big thing. Who's bringing the pizzas? Who's bringing liquor? We got these shawties coming over. The next thing you know, folks coming over with their hair done, with their good outfits to watch a fight at your house. You see, right. I mean, he had that kind of effect on the sport. He's the Michael Jordan of that era in that time. I can't say Michael Jordan of the Michael Jordan because that's Muhammad Ali gonna be that for boxing. But as far as just making it just so exciting, like Muhammad Ali made it exciting back then. I didn't see it. I wasn't in that time, but he was also very political with it back then. Mike wasn't political. Mike was in character. They want me to be a monster. So I'm gonna be a monster, and I'm gonna bite your ears off. I'm gonna kill your kids. You know what I mean? Mike got all into character. Don King knew how to play puppet with him. We're gonna put you in front of Joe Blow #1. Then we're gonna put you in front of Mr. Wrestler #2. Then we're gonna put you in here with I mean such and such tax account #3. I mean, let him knock him out in the first round or two, but it was exciting. I'm the first person to say, was Mike Tyson overrated or underrated? And I'm gonna say, oh, his resume wasn't, but I'm gonna say that. But he was entertaining. So my Mount Rushmore, Floyd, Roy, Knock You Out Larry, and Mike Tyson.
Yeah. Mike Tyson was good until he met Evander Holyfield one lonely night. and Evander Holyfield,
he met. There was a lot of folks Mike Tyson met, and then Don King knew it. So Don King was like, "Nope, we ain't gonna fight him. We ain't gonna fight him."
He was good until he met that boy from Ohio, Buster Douglas.
Well, you know, I think he still won that fight, man.
I do too. He knocked Buster Douglas out. He got robbed.
He did not.
That count was like 39 seconds.
Hey, man.
The count was so
it doesn't matter. If you that bad, you had the man down for 39 seconds. You should be able to finish him.
No.
If he that hurt with he on the ground that long, you should be able to finish him.
Yeah, but they gave him time to recoup. And then the bell.
And it's not a thing about seconds. It's a 10 count.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's not seconds. So it's up to the ref to just count that thing out.
Well, he didn't count like that. He started counting. He looked around and told Tyson to get back. Then he started counting.
That's Tyson.
Outside the referee outside the ring had reached his 10 count and was waving his hands outside like fight over. But the referee inside the ring said, "Come on, get back up, Buster." The fight was actually over. So I got to get Tyson that fight.
I do.
Now, as far as a real defeat was his first defeat with Evander Holyfield. That's when he got.
I still give the Buster Douglas fight a defeat because he got knocked out after that. So I agree that I think that the fight was over, and if the fight ends right there, the knockout doesn't happen. But we could talk. If was a fifth, we all be drunk. He did get up, and it sucked, and they kind of cheated him a little bit. But when he got up, he knocked Mike out, and it hurt my heart to see it. By the way,
the words you used, they said they kind of cheated him a little bit. When you put the word cheated in there, that changed the whole dimension of the whole sentence that you put out.
I get it, and I get it, and I agree with you. Mm-hmm. But I can, like I say, I can talk about ifs all day long. Right. But I have to refer to the reality. The reality is it actually happened. He got knocked out.
They cheated.
And that killed his invincibility.
Okay, so I hear what y'all saying. So the consensus is, at the end of the day, the Mount Rushmore that we all agree upon is Muhammad Ali.
Right.
Was across the board for all of us.
No, I didn't have him in mind.
Oh, you didn't have him in your
mind. Nah.
You had Prince Nassim.
I had Prince Nassim Hamed. I said favorites. I ain't say best. I said favorites. Prince Nassim got me into wanting to participate in boxing. He's one of my favorites.
Okay.
Mike Tyson got families and friends together and made it a casual big event.
So this is pretty interesting. We don't have one boxer that's on everybody's list.
I just want to say that we all said something about Floyd, but there was no total agreement. We all said something about Mike Tyson, but there was no total agreement. I thought it was Muhammad Ali, but we didn't even have Muhammad Ali.
You say no Muhammad Ali. So.
Okay.
But Mount Rushmore? Whew.
Mount Rushmore.
Favorite. I said favorite. Favorite. Like right now, what's going to entertain me more? Watching more classic Muhammad Ali fights or classic Prince Nassim Hamed fights?
Muhammad.
I'm gonna say this. Part of that is because of the camera work. All right.
He was a big man. Muhammad was a big man that moved like a ballet star.
Yeah, he did.
And you never had this in boxing ever again. I'm talking about never. You've never had this again. They went out, what's the guy that his name was started with a T, and he fought in heavyweight, and Tyson knocked him out. His name was Tyron or something like this right here. But he was supposed to be one of these, and he had beautiful footwork, but he didn't have a chin. His chin was like Last Joe's from the video game.
Tucker?
But see, once again, y'all explaining the best.
Something.
I recognize Muhammad Ali was the best. I ain't say best. I said favorite.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You did.
Favorite.
No,
Muhammad Ali is way better than Prince Nassim could have ever tried to be. Yeah.
I'll tell you what, though. I don't
but
think
Muhammad Ali didn't come in on the flying carpet doing flips in the ring, knocking out most of his opponents like that.
Yeah.
Demonstrating highlight real knockouts. No, Muhammad Ali, if he was going to knock you out, for the most part, he had to wear you down with a bunch of jabs, get you tired first, give him some footwork, and then try to knock you out. Highlight reel for highlight reel, it's Prince Nassim, hands down.
I mean, he was entertaining in the ring.
Skill for skill is Muhammad Ali, hands down.
But when he met that boxer who wasn't for all the gimmicks, when he got in there and didn't fall for him, they tore him up. They whooped him.
No, it was that style. It was a lot of folks who went for the gimmick. Like I said, that Kelly fight, that was a great fight. That was a great fight right there. You have to go back and watch that. He had a lot of great fights where it was like step-up fights. It was like, is he real? Is he real? And he just kept winning.
But Kelly stopped, and Kelly really made him stop playing inside the ring as much as he did, because Kelly was hitting him with some punches.
They both dropped each other like 2-3 times.
They was dropping. That was
right. That's what I'm saying. It was an epic fight. So that showed he had heart.
Yes, and in a long way, man.
Quit.
Let me ask you this right here, okay? Because we saw a lot of good fighters.
Yeah.
The tall, slick, elusive Thomas Hearns when he fought in the lower weight division, not the light heavyweight, when he fought in the middleweight, welterweight. Thomas Hearns, man, put on one of the best shows when he fought people, because his style, he fought tall and he looked beautiful in there, man. This man looked like he was painting a picture. And I don't think anybody had that.
No, I agree with that, and I love Tommy Hearns. He was a very flawed fighter, though, but that is also what made him entertaining. And I think right now we're talking about entertainment value. That's kind of why I like Benavidez. Entertainment value.
Benavidez.
Bring the fight, and he's gonna be hit, and he's gonna hit. And it's like
hands down.
If we talking about a show, it's gonna be a show.
Exactly.
So I understand that. I actually think that, and I'm sorry, I'm kind of jumping all over the place, but I think that kind of touching on what you said, Mighty, I actually think in terms of best boxer, I think that's Floyd over Muhammad Ali. Notice what I said, best boxer, not greatest fighter. There is a difference. Because I don't think anybody in the existence of this planet has mastered the art of boxing like Floyd Mayweather did.
I hate you.
I got
I'm gonna say Floyd. I'm gonna say Sugar Ray was great too with that. Sugar Ray Robinson was great. boxing, but also being effective with putting some stones on you too. Floyd was just great. Sweet Pea.
Sweet Pea. Sweet Pea.
Sweet man.
You got
I'm forgetting Sweet Pea, and he got robbed. He got robbed.
Okay, to my two counterparts, I love y'all. But if y'all could have seen our other colleague and his body reaction when y'all said that, you gotta let him speak. Go ahead, because y'all missed it. If you had saw his reaction, that was a nice moment. Come on.
No, Antonio, when you said BB, you almost lost it.
He had that look of both of y'all, but when he said it, when on time, people was like, "Oh my goodness!" I was like, "Oh man!" Please tell us what you would think. Please share that with us.
Hey man, had to love it. All right, well, I tell you what. So we agree to disagree on the Mount Rushmores, but I like everybody's Mount Rushmore because it's your own opinion. Some people might say, hold on one second, say upgrade and all that kind of stuff. All right. Some people might just say that it's about being the best and that's what made them their favorite. Some people might say the entertainment made them their favorite. So there's no really right or wrong on that. It's just, if you name your 4 favorites, what you gonna say? All right, anyone see Jaron Ennis last night? Anyone see Jaron Ennis last night?
I mean,
we on that right quick.
Before.
Yeah.
And like I said, I think Jaron Ennis is a great fighter, man. I looked at him, I said, man, this boy got something. This boy got beautiful footwork. He got power. He got hit with some hard hits. And the dude didn't go nowhere. You know, now true enough, the guy he fought stepped up from a lower class, came up to a higher weight. So he may have not possessed the power of that true weight class. But he caught Ennis with some punches, man. And he didn't send him nowhere. But when Ennis went to hitting him, and that last punch that he hit him with, the combination, I've done so beautiful in my life, man. It was
a hook uppercut.
You fight.
I agree. Now, see, Sorry Lipinets, he's been a top fighter for a few years now, and so he's only been dropped once before, and Ennis was able to drop him twice and knock him out by the 6th round. Now, is Ennis a lot bigger? Yeah, he is. He's big for the weight class. So I think personally, with his speed, with his accuracy, with his power, and staying calm. That was my biggest thing. Can he stay calm when he gets someone hurt? Stay calm and continue to break him down without blowing you wide and doing stuff like that. He did that last night. He had that man hurt several times, stayed calm, and threw some accurate pinpoint punches and combos, and slipping, countering, didn't blink, eyes on the prize, slip, right back, pinpoint, boom. That kind of stuff with that kind of height, that kind of footwork, that kind of hand speed. I think he's the only one who can really challenge Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford right now. He hasn't been tested like that. But I don't think Terrence Crawford has been tested like that. Don't get the choir started.
I didn't go that far. Now, I did say he was good, but I didn't go that far.
Yeah.
You say like and Terrence Crawford.
Hey, man.
Let's keep him down here with Chihuahuas, dog. Let's not put him in there with Great Danes.
Hey, man. Hey, man. He been calling him out, too. He been calling him out, constantly calling him out. And that's the only one that I think has the...
That's funny.
And that has the ability to do it. So we'll continue to watch Jaron Ennis grow. And he's my new Errol Spence right now. So like 5 or 6 years ago, when I was big on Errol Spence, I'm big on Jaron Ennis like that now. Him and Brandon Lee, them two cats, man, they looking impressive right now.
But now,
I was an Errol Spence fan when he was fighting Chris Algieri and all them too. I was already an Errol Spence fan.
Brandon
Lipinets was considered a higher level fighter than Chris Algieri.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Brandon is the heavyweight guy, right?
Who?
The heavyweight, Brandon Lee.
Nah, Brandon Lee is I tell you his weight. He's not heavyweight though. He's somewhere around that 154, 140. He's somewhere in there.
Okay, so
somewhere in there. I find out. Yeah, I'll look at it. I find out.
There's a guy, the African guy who knocked the guy out last night. Made the guy
okay. Great. Glad you went to that because that's what I want to talk about too, and that's going to lead into the whole Joe Smith card. Did everybody see that knockout?
Oh, that knockout was vicious.
Yes.
Oh my God. Knockout of the year. That might have been knockout of the decade. I mean, I haven't seen too many knockouts like that where a guy, I think that man life left. I mean, came back.
Wow. Okay.
I mean, boom, and like everything went completely limp, and he just crumbled to the ground, just with no type of life to live, no breath, no nothing. It was so dramatic. It was like, golly, and then all of a sudden it was like he had us talk to the Lord. The Lord said, you still have work to do down there, my child. And so the Lord sent him back right quick, just so he can see his family and friends a little bit more. And he can now be a beacon of light and hope to other people who are less fortunate in this world.
That is funny.
Any other opinions on this knockout?
I did see that knockout, and yes, it was vicious, but I have another candidate for potential knockout of the year. Because it was Dreamland Milton. Did y'all see that? The heavyweight fight? If you go and look at the top rank Instagram page, the dude got knocked out. I've never seen, this is the true definition to out on his feet, okay? The dude got knocked out and fell into the ropes, and he never actually hit the ground, but he was asleep.
He got crucified, shouted. He got crucified. That's what
he did the Nestea plunge.
Hey, man.
That boy said,
hey, man.
In the rope, bruh. It's so brutal. It was crazy. Hold on, I'm going to tell you the guy's name. His name is Dreamland Milton.
Let me see if
But this 2020? 21 or 20?
Yeah, it was this year?
I believe it was this year.
That's what's up. All right, I'm gonna look it up. Man.
Yeah, I'm gonna send it to you on Instagram.
But as far as seeing that last night go down and seeing that man's spirit just leave him like that, it was very impressive. And also knowing that Efe Ajagba is knowing for doing it. His highlight reel is as impressive as Deontay Wilder's highlight reel. I mean, with these knockouts. So it's like I love to see him fight against somebody like a Dillian White right now, or something like that. I'd love to see him get in there.
My question I would have for him, Allmighty, would be, hey man, I know you didn't get the outcome you're looking, but tell us, how did you feel when you got hit by the punch?
Right.
Damn, when you woke up, what did you say after you woke up? That's all, because when you got hit, all I said was, that's all I can do.
It was nasty.
Man, and I wish I could have been the interviewer to say that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it was nasty because his whole body just short circuit. Short circuit number 5. Disassemble number 5.
Disassemble number 5. Boy, just one of them.
No, disassemble number 5. He definitely got disassembled.
Disassembled.
I
mean, you have to walk up to that guy just looking like.
Yeah,
I mean, right. So how did it feel getting knocked out like that?
Yeah, it was gross.
Man, yeah, I feel you, Terry. That was amazing, man.
It was gross.
That was amazing. It was a great fight card. I think the Joe Smith fight was interesting too. That was a battle for championship. I don't know if y'all even saw that part, but Joe Smith had to really dig deep late in that fight. And, it was a knockdown. It was controversial. They said it was behind the head. The ref gave him like 3, 4, 5 minutes to recoup. And that was Joe Smith's moment to knock the dude out. You know what I mean? So the promoters in the background jumping like, you can't do that. You give him time to recoup. All that kind of stuff. But all in all, I thought it was a great championship fight. Both of them were trying to get this belt. Joe Smith, a blue collar.
Oh man,
he's the one who retired Bernard Hopkins, not Bernard Hopkins out. Retired Bernard Hopkins. So he's known for having just this knockout power. Not really the best technical fighter, but just a lot of hard knockout power, blue collar fighter. And the other guy, he has been a pro 16 years, and this was his first championship fight. So both of them hungry for the belt. And the fight showed that. You see what I'm saying? The fight really showed that, and I really enjoyed that. And so coming off of that Ajagba knockout and then going into that great competitive fight like that, where both of them was digging deep, I enjoyed the whole fight card there. So I enjoyed PBC and Top Rank last night.
But who are they going to get to fight this guy, man? Really, nobody is really stepping up to say that I'll take the Joffrey and I'll fight him and I'll prove that he ain't nobody. So who are they going to get to fight this guy?
I don't know. Maybe it have to be Freezy McBones.
Freezy is my guy. You know,
hey, I'm gonna take Ajagba over Freezy. I'm gonna take Ajagba over McBones. That's what I'm gonna take.
Much for Freezy. I think that's too much for Freezy, man. Freezy can't handle that.
Yeah, Freezy can't handle that.
No, Freezy can't handle that. That guy is too strong, too powerful. Yeah. I'm gonna be honest with you, man.
Yeah.
If you don't get in there and box that guy, the Joffrey,
yeah,
he can knock you out.
Right. Clean and smooth.